I've been asked to inform everyone that these seats are not reserved. If you want to come to the front and sit so you can be a little bit closer, you're welcome to. And if you don't, that's fine.
They're all Baptists.
I'm in mixed company. I can't say anything. I want to first off just welcome everyone to this great event to honor and celebrate these two gentlemen to my right. Thanks for coming to our campus. After it's over, we want you to walk down the halls and look at the contribution that they made. And I don't know if you've really stopped to think about it, but the contribution, these gentlemen have been given to Harrison, and they were given before I ever got here. And when I met them, I didn't realize how much they had given to Harrison. But what I think is even more cool than anything else is when we're all gone, they're still going to be given to Harrison with this endowment that they've done for the building. A scholarship will take care of a person through school. Their contribution will take care of masses of people as they progress through. So before we get into it, I just personally want to say thank you both for what you did. I do have one quote, and then we'll get on with the program. This is from Martha Wright Edelman. She was a civil rights activist and a children's rights activist. She said, "Education is for improving lives of others and for leaving your community and world better than you found it." These two gentlemen exemplify this. I'd like to bring up Donna Brayman. I understand you have something from the judge?
From the mayor.
From the mayor. I ain't got nothing right yet.
That's okay. I'm Donna Bramer, and I represent the city of Harrison, and Mayor Jackson couldn't be with us today. Our Chief Grady got a very special award over in Northwest Arkansas, and I just got the picture that he was with him and his wife, so I know he wishes he could be in two places at one time. But gentlemen, he wrote something he would like for me to read to you. Mayor Jackson wrote, "I have known Steve Lair and Steve Turner for over 40 years and have always respected and appreciated their professionalism and approach to business, especially their generous, giving hearts. They've always been willing to help this community and others. Congratulations on this new venture and its tremendous benefit to future generations. Mayor Jerry Jackson." You're welcome.
Thank you, Donna. And now, Kathy Brandt, who is the Vice President of our Foundation Board.
I won't say how long I've known Steve Lair. Way back in the neighborhood, and Steve Turner's been a neighbor of ours for many years. On behalf of the North Arkansas Foundation, I want to express our thanks to Steve Lair and to Steve Turner for this very generous gift to establish the Lair Turner School of Business. This is the single largest contribution that has ever been received by our foundation, and we thank you very much. This gift will have a tremendous impact upon the college and especially the business department as we start the 50th year of North Arkansas College. The gift to the business department will allow students and faculty to expand learning, attend events, and take trips that will enhance the learning experience of our students. As a former business faculty member myself for over 24 years, I know the impact that the business department has had on past and now current students, and I look forward to the future for our students who will benefit from the opportunities now possible through the Lair Turner School of Business. Thank you again for this wonderful gift to the college and to our community. And at this time, I want to introduce Cheryl Keemer, who is the Department Chair of Business and Technology, and we taught together at Northark.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the Business and IT Department at North Arkansas College, I would like to sincerely thank you, Mr. Lair and Mr. Turner, for your generous donation to the Northark Foundation to name the business building the Lair and Turner School of Business. It is an honor to work with such outstanding business leaders in the Harrison community. This gift from Mr. Lair and Mr. Turner enhances the educational experience for our students. The department will now be able to provide the most up-to-date equipment and other resources to keep the program at the forefront in the state and nation. The department works with area business and industry leaders to find the knowledge, skills, and abilities students need to become employed in their company. We take this information and adjust the curriculum continuously to meet these needs. The department also works with the four-year institutions to establish MOUs for transfer into their four-year programs. At graduation, our students will have the most up-to-date skills to go to work or transfer to a four-year institution. The business and IT faculty are extremely honored to be housed in the Lair and Turner School of Business. Thank you again for your generous donation.
And now, who we're here to celebrate. I'd like to bring to the mic, if you would, so you can hear the comments from the men that are changing lives now, in the future, and even into the next generations. Mr. Stephen Lair, Steve Turner. Wherever you want to go. It's your show. You go
Okay. Thank you. Is it on? Okay. Gosh, holding a mic in my hand. Lee, I'm thinking of you. Do you remember when I played with the Coachman Rock Band back in the 60s in Lee's neighborhood? And I'm sure Kathy could hear our band from where she lived on the other side of Circle Drive, you know. I haven't had a mic in my hand since then. Wow. You know, I won't sing. I won't sing Louie Louie or anything like that, I promise. I'd have to get up on the table if I did that. So anyway, I really appreciate seeing this large crowd. And I'd already told Mickey I wasn't going to speak. You know, I didn't know that was part of the deal really, and that's really not my thing. But you know, there's a lot of joy in giving. There's not a lot of joy in speaking for me, but it is. You know, it's part of the process and part of my duty, I think, to and hopefully, you know, the things like we've tried to do for the college, hopefully we can encourage other business people and whomever to step up and do similar things, you know. But you know, speaking of speaking, I think I inherited the man of few words thing probably from my father, M.L. Lair, who, you know, started our company in 1929. And but a funny thing about him, and I guess we didn't know a lot about him, Steve and I didn't until later. We were walking through our hospital here about 7 or 8 years ago, and my dad's picture was in the hallway, in one of the hallways. And I think I had heard my mom talking about him being on the hospital board. But what really shocked us, he was chairman of the board for a year. And I couldn't believe that. You know, here's a guy that would say 3 words to you in the morning, you know, when you would come into the office and everything. And he was chairman of the board. I can't see him conducting a meeting, but he did it, you know. So every time I think of that, and when I need to stand up and say something and speak, I think of my dad. I thought, well, he did it somehow, so I can do it somehow. But in all seriousness, we do appreciate everybody being here, and you know, I have a great affection for Harrison, and I grew up here. I was born in Springfield because my mom had complications of childbirth, but I lived in Harrison. I lived in Harrison for 45 years. I went to high school here and went to college at the university, and then came back to work with my dad, you know, in 1971. And then a few years later, Steve and I were fraternity brothers at the university. And about a year or so later, I kind of talked him into coming and visiting Harrison and seeing what it was like. And he kind of liked it. And I'm not too sure what he thought of my dad at the time, but but anyway, he liked it, and fortunately he stayed with us. And you know, we were able to build a good business relationship and a good company. But I have to give all due credit to my dad, you know, too, in the beginning. And he did start something that obviously we were able to finally evolve. We had a lot of rocky roads along the way, but finally evolve into a very successful business. And you know, and when it comes to education, one thing that's very important to me. In fact, I kind of say I'm dedicating my half to my father, because he he only had an 8th grade education. He grew up, he was born in Everton, grew up in Raleigh Hill, and and went on to be fascinated by the oil business, but the 8th grade was as far as he went education-wise. And one reason education is important to me in kind of this mid-range level, in that people don't have to go 80, 100 miles away to get a good education and a good business background. They can get it right here at Northark, and I think that's very important. And it's one of the more important things to me, because I don't think a person could be successful in today's world with an 8th grade education. With all the technical skills needed and the business skills needed in today's world, I don't think it would happen again. So I'm grateful to be a part of that, and I'm grateful to be a part of the partnership that Steve Turner and I have had. And I don't get to speak of that very often, but he's been an amazing partner, and quite honestly, we wouldn't be doing this today. We wouldn't have been to this level of success without him. And it's been an amazing partnership. Of course, we're going to continue for a few more years, hopefully, doing this, and we're still active in business. And I was a resident here for 45 years. I'm not currently a resident, but Harrison is still home to me, and I want to thank everybody. Thank you.
I didn't know he was going to speak, so I'm appreciative that you got all the small stuff out of the way. Let me tell you about his dad, who didn't speak. It's kind of interesting. We had a bulk plant down on Olive Street when I moved here, and if he ever mentioned that you needed to go pull weeds along the back fence, you had no job the next morning. The party was over. Those were his words: go pull weeds. So anyway, we have had a pretty good run. Very fortunate, very fortunate. Mr. Rick and Kathy and Rodney and Mickey and Cheryl, we're both very appreciative that you've allowed us to receive this honor today and the opportunity to give to the school and enhance education for tomorrow. When I first came here, and our first you football players will get a kick out of this, when Coach Tice came to town, Stone said the boy needs a video machine. And he goes, Turner, you need to get that machine. So I went to Steve and I said, we need to contribute some money to the high school. And that was our first contribution, technically, over to the school of sports. But then as we got a little older, Steve started making comments, we got to get out of a sports game and get into education. And that really came about from the White Oak Station Tournament for Charity, of which many of you contributed. And one thing I have said previously about that tournament, and I'll reiterate again, not $1 donated by any of you ever went to the operation of that tournament. All of it went to charity. We financed the tournament if it had a shortfall from green fees. Sometimes, every company or whomever has got to have a face of the business. And I guess I've been the face of Petromark, and I will say some of you at times have really been a little rude to me about gas retail prices. But I really don't want to talk about that today. But anyway, but the thing about our company is, as we grew in size to 475 people, we didn't do that just us. We had good people working on our company. And after 13 years, we hired a man who had built the first 27-Elevens in Japan by the name of John Zima. And John helped us get our C-store division not, let's say, going in the right direction size-wise, but internal, paperwork, understanding vendors. But the key to our company is really very simple. It's hiring good people, training them, and getting out of their way. And a good example of that is a man sitting right over here by the name of Jim Aiken. Jim's been with us for about 44 years. Started out in the warehouse, and he's been our GM for, I think, about since 1988. And then we got Pam. Did Pam come? Pam started at Lair Oil when she was 19. She was gone for a few years. I'll tell you, I think she's around 60, but other than that, I'm not going to talk about her age. Very, very instrumental, though, in our company. And then Gail's been with us 16 years, and the reason wasn't a little longer than that is he and I couldn't agree on his pay the first time. But I will tell you this, I made a major mistake when I didn't hire him. Then in the office, which we're down from about 7 ladies to 3, we've got one there. Jane's been there 12, Megan 4. And then the remarkable part about our company is in our C-store business, we had managers and staff that were in our company from 15 to 25 years working in our stores. And one of those managers just received her 30-year pin up in Branson, Missouri at store 10. So the key to our company is good people. And we trained them, as I said, we get out of the way. I'm really not going to say anything. I'm just so honored to be a part of this. My son couldn't make it today, but one of these days I hope he'll walk here along with my grandson and say, Pop did something pretty good for the city. Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Before I give this to Mickey one more time, thank you guys. You're changing lives of kids that none of us even know yet. And now our Assistant Director of the Foundation.
I'm glad you both spoke. Well, one of the things I asked them when I was interviewing them for a story was what their secret to success was, and they told me several things, but one of the things they told me was their attention to detail. And I got to thinking, well, that's the difference between good and great. Good goes to work every day, but great seeks its higher purpose every day. Steve and Stephen didn't just work. They used their skills and resources to give a helping hand to others. So good gets the job done, but great makes a difference. They could have made a donation to the college and that would be the end of it. But instead, the donation they made was historic, and it'll be paid forward by our successful students. It was a great donation. Good takes care of the client, but great wows the client. They sold fuel and built convenience stores. When they sold a store, that could have been the end of it. But Stephen provided excellent customer service to the person who bought their store. They gave the buyer designs, they gave them their equipment bids, they trained their employees in the back room, they even shared their policy manuals. They did whatever it took to make the new buyer great. Good feels comfortable, but great stretches for better. The store at Pinnacle Mall in Rogers was named the most unique store in the whole industry by Convenience Store Magazine and named the best store in Arkansas. It was great, still is great. If you haven't stopped by there, I'd highly encourage you to. Steve and Steve weren't happy with good. They went for great and achieved it. And this gift to Northark and the business department will provide funds that normally aren't available for our students to take trips and step beyond the boundaries of good and go into great. This holiday season, I encourage you all to give something of yourself to someone else, whether it be to the foundation, to Share and Care, Sanctuary, or any of our other awesome charities we have locally. Help someone else, even just one person, and go from good to great. And with that, I would like to get this party started. We will enjoy this good food. Up on the second floor, the Lair School of Business, in the hallway, there's 2 cases that have been built, and they have White Oak and Petromark memorabilia, pictures of ML Lair. Please go up and check those out, see if you recognize some of the stations that were first built in Harrison. And thank you all for coming on behalf of Northark and the foundation, and please get some food and enjoy yourself. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you guys.
I meant to mention